Welcome to ProKitchen University, an online video tutorial series, version 11.05. Introducing in version 11.05, a long-awaited update to the Add Middle Rail modification. This update in version 11.05 now allows you to add middle rails to selected doors and adjust the placement of the middle rails by height or by percentage. This updated modification will be available on all manufacturer catalogs that support middle rail placement and adjustment upon their annual catalog update. In this video, we will walk through the steps to best utilize this exciting middle rail modification update. There are designs that may require linear continuity, regardless of differing cabinet heights. This is when the Add Middle Rail and additional Move Middle Rail modifications come into play. We will use this simple design to demonstrate the modifications. I will begin with the Wall 3036. This cabinet needs to have linear continuity with the Wall 3018 to its left. To begin, access the cabinet's attributes, either by double left-clicking the cabinet or by utilizing the right-click toolbox to open the Attributes dialog box. Locate the Modifications tab on the left and left-click to open. On the left side of the panel, you will find the Modifications catalog tree. Hover down to Door Modifications. Left-click the plus sign to open. Next, hover down to Door Middle Rail and left-click the plus sign to reveal the modification options. Here, you will see Add Door Rail, Move Door Middle Rail in inches, and Move Door Middle Rail in percentage. This door does not have a middle rail, so this will be the first necessary modification. Left-click the modification to select. Then navigate to the arrow right button and left-click to add the modification. A pop-up dialog box will appear. In this box, you will see an image of the cabinet with both doors highlighted in green as an indicator that the middle rail will apply to both doors. You may deselect or reselect a door with a left click. Once you have made the appropriate door selections, left-click OK to apply. The preview panel to the right will update, showing you a 3D view of the cabinet with the added middle rail. Middle rails, when added, by default, will be perfectly center of the cabinet door. If we left-click OK to apply the modifications and take a look at our design, perfectly center skews the linear continuity of the design, where the top of the new middle rail aligns with the bottom of the Wall 3018 cabinet. To adjust this, I will navigate back to the Wall 3036 attributes. Once again, opening the Modifications tab with a left click. Reopen the Door Modifications and head back to the Door Middle Rail options. This time, I will select Move Door Middle Rail in inches with a left click. Add it to the cabinet by left-clicking the arrow right button, which will once more launch a pop-up dialog box. Here, the cabinet will be shown, no portion of the cabinet is selected, and there is not yet any modifiers available. Left-click the cabinet to outline it in red and access the middle rail modifiers. What you will now see with a wall cabinet is the option to move the middle rail in relation to the top of the cabinet. The existing placement dimension will be what is initially displayed. Since we know the cabinet to the left of this one is 18 inches tall, I can input that value, either by highlighting the current value and typing, or by utilizing the arrows on the right. Inner arrows will adjust by 1-inch increments, and the outer arrows by fractional increments. Once the appropriate value has been entered, left-click OK to apply. When all the necessary modifications have successfully been added to the cabinet, left-click OK to apply and dismiss the dialog box. Now we can see that the middle rail is consistent with the bottom rail of the adjacent cabinet. Let's repeat this process, but this time for the tall cabinet. Access cabinet attributes and open the modifications. Note, you will see this cabinet has been previously modified with a cabinet layout modification, allowing the doors to be equal. When it comes to cabinets that have naturally split upper and lower door operations, the Move Middle Rail will not be an applicable selection for adjusting the door height. The Move Middle Rail is only applicable to rails that visually split a single operational door. Again, I will access Door Middle Rail and begin by selecting the Add Door Rail and adding it with the arrow right button. Once again, we have the ability to deselect or reselect each door on this cabinet with a left click. Left-click OK when you are satisfied with the selections. Now that the middle rail has been added, I will once again demonstrate the Move Door Middle Rail in inches. Select with the left click and left-click the arrow right button to launch a pop-up dialog box. Here, you may select either the upper or lower sections of the cabinet with a left click, placing a red outline around the portion of cabinet to be adjusted. Notice when the upper portion has been selected, the movement in inches will be from the top of the cabinet. If I wanted the rail to match the line I have created, I would enter 18. Or, if I wanted to match the bottom of the adjacent cabinet, I would enter 36. When the bottom portion of the cabinet has been selected, the movement in inches will now be from the bottom of the cabinet, which allows me to easily match the top rail of the base cabinet to the right at 34.5 inches. Note, the move rail from top will be consistent with wall cabinets and upper portions of tall cabinets. Move rail from bottom will be consistent with base cabinets and lower portions of tall cabinets. After the appropriate adjustments have been made to all sections of the cabinet, left-click OK to apply. To quickly remove a modification, select it from the right side of the panel, then navigate to and left-click the arrow left button. Now that I have removed the Move Middle Rail by Inches modification, I will demonstrate the Move Door Middle Rail by Percentage modification. Select it from the left and left-click the arrow right button to launch the additional dialog box. Once again, the cabinet appears with no portions of the cabinet selected. Left-click either the top or the bottom to select, which will activate the right side of the dialog box. This allows you to adjust the placement of the rail by percentage values. By default, the added middle rail sits at 50-50. Here, you only need to adjust one value, either top panel or bottom panel, and the other will automatically adjust to the remaining value. When you are satisfied with your adjustment, left-click OK to add the modification to the cabinet. And when you have finished with all modifications, left-click OK once more to apply the changes and dismiss the dialog box. The Add Middle Rail and the Move Middle Rail by Inches or by Percentage modifications will also be added to the bill of materials separately and will display directly under the cabinet in which they are added, numbered with the cabinet number followed by 0.01 and so on. If there is a cost associated with the modification, this too will appear on the bill of materials, allowing for correct and clear bidding and ordering. ProKitchen's updated Door Middle Rail modifications provide another option to increase design detail and customization, giving you another tool to take your designs to the next level and wow your customers. Thank you for visiting ProKitchen University. Be sure to visit us at prokitchensoftware.com.